Welcome to the lectures on pharmaceutical calculations. These lectures will be divided into a few short lectures, and every short lecture will expose you to different types of calculations methods for specific use. We'll be introducing to you different types of calculations, methods, and techniques, and some of the tips that a pharmacist should know in preparations and compoundings of a formulations. So we'll be covering from formulation calculations, the using of percentage to calculate your formulations, calculation for concentrated solutions, where this is needed for dilutions, those are involving density factors or specific gravity, proportional calculations and allocations, and those involve very small quantities, pediatric dosing, isotonic calculations, and parenteral preparations. In this short lecture, we'll be talking about formulation calculations or calculation based on a standard formula. From our daily life, when we need to cook a dish or bake a cake, we usually refer to a recipe. And this recipe is actually a standard formula that is similar to your pharmacopoeia or formulary. So we have recipe books for cooking, and of course for pharmacists we have our pharmacopoeia or formulary as listed here. And for your knowledge, we will be applying mainly British Pharmaceutical Codex and also British Pharmacopoeia for our learning purposes. And of course, every countries or every regions that will have their own pharmacopoeia, including US, where they have the USP, International Pharmacopoeia, and Europe, they have European Pharmacopoeia. And these are the standard pharmacopoeia that we will be always referring to. Let's start with something that is familiar to us. So if I've given you this recipe to prepare 10 macarons, so how much would you need to prepare 20 of them? I'll guess that this will be very easy as it is the 2 times of the ingredients needed. The same concept will be applied in our pharmaceutical calculations. For example, you are given a formula for sodium salicylate mixture strong from BBC. You're going to make 100 ml of it. By looking at BBC, you find the formula is for 1000 ml of the mixture. I believe that you won't have a problem finding the amount or volume of the ingredients needed to prepare 100 ml. So in this case, it will be 10 times smaller for each of the ingredients needed. And this calculation showing from a standard formula which has a bigger volume or bigger amount, and you have to prepare a smaller amount. Let's look at this example, Calamine lotions, where you are given a formula with a smaller volume than the volume or amount that you're going to be prepared. So in this case, the final volume for your official or standard formula is 1000 ml, and you will need to prepare 1500 ml, and I believe again that you won't have any problem because it is just a ratio which is 1.5 times bigger than the amount needed. So what you have to do is just times everything with 1.5 and you will be getting this answer. Formulation calculations can also be performed through the expressions of unit. Let's look at this example. In order for you to prepare a glass of tasty oranges, you will need 3 oranges for each, about 50 grams, and 2 glasses of water, where each contains 250 ml of water. So this will give you a glass of delicious oranges. If we ignore the meanings of the unit of gram or mil or whatever unit given, you will end up that each of them total up will give you 650 units. And this does not represent 650 gram or 650 mil, because in this case we will ignore the actual meaning of the unit. So in this case, if I would like you to prepare 1200 ml, and you have to calculate this by using the unit calculation. So how much of the oranges and water you need? From the previous formula or the standard formula given, in order to prepare 650 units of oranges, you will need 3 oranges of each 50 gram and 2 glass of water of 250 ml. So, and this gives you an idea that 650 units is equal to 150 gram of oranges and 500 ml of water. So what is important here is the volume. So 650 units does not represent gram or mil. So what or how you can know that how much of the volume you need to prepare? So you can get an idea from the volume for all of the liquid present in the formula. So in this case, water is the only liquid present, and for each 650 units, you have 500 ml. So to get 1200 ml, you will need at least 2.5 to 3 times of this current formula. At least you have some extra where you can dispense enough oranges to your customer. So if we take the least amount, where we have to just times 2.5 of the current formula, we will get 1625 units with 375 grams of oranges with 1250 ml of water. So by this, we will know that the amount or the volume we prepare already exceeded the amount required, and this also indicates that we have enough amount to be given. Let's illustrate the formula in a picture form. To prepare 1625 units of oranges, you need 2.5 times of the given formula. It means that you will have 7.5 oranges with 5 glasses of water. Move on to the actual situations in pharmaceutical calculations. You're given this turpentine liniment PP, and you're going to make 100 ml out of this given formula. So in this formula, when you total up, it will give you 1275 units. So as I said before, if you need to know that how much you need to prepare, you have to look for the liquid. So total up the amount of the liquid, 1275 units, or this given formula has 1150 ml. So for you to prepare 100 ml, how much do you need? So to make our life easy and to ensure that we have enough formulations to be dispensed, we just take it the easy way. So let's just prepare 150 ml, and in this case it will make your calculation easier, and second, you will have extra, meaning that you will dispense enough for your patients. So this will be very easy because every time is just 10 times smaller. So with that, I'm sure that you won't have any problem calculating for 150 ml. and where it's total up, everything will give you 127.5 units, and you will have enough to dispense 100 ml in the end. Thank you for your attention, where we have done the formulation calculations, the basic ones, and the one involving units.